Alright, welcome back to the Seattle Kraken franchise rebuild, whatever you want to call it, where we are attempting to win the cup in the first year. We're not wasting any time, considering this is the first franchise I've done on the channel. I'm kind of using it as a sort of tester, so I want to do it as fast as possible. We're doing it in 1 year. Doesn't have to be realistic. Those are the rules. And so far, things have not gone our way. We started the year 8-16-2. We've already fired a coach and made a few insane trades, as you are sure to see. We're going to try and make a few more, as one of the areas we have been struggling a lot in has been offense. We have been struggling to score and struggling to just in general keep up. So what we're going to try and do is I think we're going to try and bring in a big fish here. We're going to try and bring in a big catch, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to try and make a massive trade and try and turn the tables on this season. See if we can put a few more wins in that win column. So as you can see here, as a pretty good example of exactly why we've been struggling, we are currently sitting fourth last in goals for per game, and that's not where we want to be. We need to be scoring a lot more with this team, especially considering a lot of our additions have been on the offensive side of the puck. We need to start putting some more goals in the net, and I think that does start with a few trades. I don't think we can really do it with the group that we currently have. Matty Beniers is a terrific hockey player. He is one of the players who obviously we started with in this rebuild, but he can't be our leading scorer at an 84 overall. I think we need to bring in a few more impressive pieces for sure. And the guys who we have brought in haven't really been performing too well. I mean, Kuzmenko, I'd argue, has been overperforming, but you look at Mark Scheifele, 19 points in 26 games, maybe not where we wanted him to be. So I think what we should try and do is we should try and add another big piece here. I'm thinking a winger. Maybe a left winger, maybe someone to move Jared McCann down a slot, but we'll see. Alright, so looking at the scoring leaders here for left wingers, I'm noticing that Joel Farabee is currently at 24 points off 25 games played. I know he's on the Calgary Flames now. He's not on the Flyers anymore. But I'm using a slightly outdated roster, I think. Regardless, he'd be a pretty good pickup for us. So I'm going to go see what he'd cost to go grab. He's an 85 overall, top 6 medium forward. Obviously not a bad guy to grab. He can play both sides as well. Could definitely slide in on that top line for us. Alright, so the only way I think we're going to be able to make the cap work is including Burakovsky, which means that we are going to be losing somebody good on the left wing, which does suck, but I do think that Joel Farabee is going to be a massive improvement on that left side, especially if he can continue his rate that he's currently going at. He's usually sitting around that high 30 range, 4 points anyway. So yeah, I think he'd be a really good guy to bring in. A second does sound pricey until you think about the fact that, hey, we're not even going to be drafting with this team, so who cares? Great. Okay, so now we have Joel Farabee, which I think is going to help us out a ton, because it gives us a bit more scoring on the outside. He instantly becomes our top scorer, and I don't know. I think what we really need right now is scorers, so that's going to be really handy for us. The game currently has him sliding in on left wing. I don't hate that. It does work better with our our line chemistries there, so that's not bad. I don't hate the lines that they currently have here. I liked Chandler Stevenson on third line. I know it kind of sucks for how much he'll be playing per game, but he ends up being a real big matchup issue for a lot of the centers, just because of the fact that he obviously has that face-off quick draw is what it's called, the face-off superstar ability. And an 81 faceoffs is certainly not bad. Pretty incredible for a third-line center. A very overpaid third-line center, I'd argue, but he'll work. He'll do the job. And obviously, he's got Tolvanen to his left. He's got Kakko to his right. He should be able to set him up and hopefully put a few away. Our first line stays the same. I haven't necessarily hated it. It's just that we need to score more, right? So it might not necessarily be a thing of we need to add more at the top level, like I said. Maybe it is that we have to add more depth. Who knows? I'm going to do a little bit more scanning and see if there's anybody else that maybe we can try and grab, but we'll see. As another guy we could potentially go for, Nikolai Ehlers is having one heck of a season right now. He usually averages around, I don't know, his career high is a 64 back in 2017, and he's floated around anywhere from like high 30s to he's got a few 55s in there, 58. He's currently got 23 points in 24 games. Pretty damn incredible. I mean, one issue that I'm immediately noticing here is he does struggle to stay healthy, so you do have to worry about that with him. You got to worry about the durability a little bit, I think. But thankfully, this is a video game, so hopefully, hopefully that works out for us. I'm gonna go check what his value is. His contract is only $6 million, which isn't bad. So we'll see. Maybe we can pick him up. He would slide right in on the left side, again, adding more depth on that side, assuming I don't have to move one of the guys we already have on that side. He adds a very, very strong shot, but he's also strong defensively as well. He's listed as a two-way forward, even though in my head I might think of him as more of a sniper. It's certainly not a bad thing that he's good defensively as well. Okay, so we might have something here. We're kind of trying to make a bit bigger of a blockbuster than I originally thought, but I don't know. I kind of like it. Maybe I'll talk myself out of it as I explain it. But Nikolai Ehlers, obviously he was the person we were already talking about. Another person I'm trying to grab is Gabe Velarde, who is also having a pretty solid season, 22 points in 24 games, on top of Eric Comrie, who's only really involved in this trade for a reason that I'm sure you can see on screen and I'll explain. Chandler Stevenson is who we are going to be sending back. We are also going to be sending a first-round pick. I believe the next sixth-round pick, or not sixth, geez. Next first-round pick, not this year, the next year. And we are going to send Grubauer because I don't necessarily want to get rid of him. He's not having a good year, as you can currently see. So it's not a bad thing to get that we're getting rid of him. It's the contract. The contract we need to dump. So the logic here basically is if we can pull it off, if we can get them to take Grubauer's contract, that really helps us out. If it takes a first, as long as we get these two guys, I think I'm more than happy to do it. I think it makes a ton of sense for us. So we're gonna see if they're interested in this. Not quite yet. So we're probably gonna have to give up another pick, is what I'm thinking. We are going to be getting a lot back. So we would have to give up Stevenson, 2 first-round picks, and Grubauer for Ehlers, Velarde, and Comrie. It feels like a lot, and it's not a trade I would make if we were in for the long run in this, but we're not. We're trying to win right now, and I think adding these two guys is adding a ton of scoring touch all throughout the lineup, but I think that's going to help us out a ton. So we are going to pull the trigger on this. We're gonna make it work. We do get worse at the goaltending position overall, because now suddenly, just like that, Eric Comrie's our backup. He's not quite as good as Grubauer. I don't know what kind of season he's having, because I kind of threw him in as a fill-in. He has only played in the AHL so far this year, and he is a .933, so that's not a bad spot to be in. I trust Logan Thompson as our starter anyway. Immediately I'm noticing issues with this, with these lines. I don't know if I want our top scorer prior to the trades on the 4th line. That's a little insane. Okay, that was a bit convoluted, but I think it made sense. Okay, there we go. Now we have our starting lineups. I've kind of messed with them now. They should work. Defensively, I imagine they're still the same, which is fine. I like the way that they were, so that's all good and fun. On the power play, I imagine that things haven't changed too much. Ehlers is jumping in on the first power play. I'm going to guess Farabee's on the second. There you go. We are currently running a 5-forward power play, which is interesting. Why not? We need to score more, so whatever. We'll see how it goes. We are going to play this next game against the New Jersey Devils, just because I want to see what this new look team looks like, as we also are waiting for the return of DeBrincat, which I honestly completely forgot about. We are waiting for the return of DeBrincat. He is probably going to be our elite scorer. He is coming back, I believe, early January, which is going to help us out, again, a ton. If we can get a few wins before that, awesome. If we can get somewhere close to even, that would be even better. But we'll just have to see what happens, I guess. Alright, and as a reminder for anybody who has not watched any of the previous episodes of this series, how it works is I'm going to not be playing the game. We are going to be doing a CPU versus CPU game. I am just going to be commentating it. And we're just going to watch, we're going to see how it goes, see what we like, what we don't like about the team. If you have any ideas based on the game, on what you want to fix from the game, or even what you want changed about the franchise, if there's something that you're not liking, just let me know, and we can always adjust and maybe add a little bit more of what you guys want to see. Alright, so we are back at home in the Climate Pledge Arena, hosting the New Jersey Devils. Should be an interesting one, as on the other side, we're going to be facing off against a pretty solid goaltender in Jacob Markstrom. We'll have to see how our new-look offense can deal with that, because we don't really know what to expect, I guess. We've got a lot of new players to play around with, so we'll see how they do. Montour passing it up to Ehlers. Ehlers down the right side, centering it across the Dunn, in front for Ehlers, but he'll get picked off. Luke Hughes on the rush now. Passing it to his brother. Jack won't be able to get that shot off, and they'll get pinned in the corner. Montour passing that up to Kuzmenko, up to Dunn. Dunn down the left side. He's on the press. He'll get knocked into the boards. Hamilton on the steal, passing it up to Jack Hughes. Tries the toe drag, but he'll get knocked into the corner instead. Jesper Bratt chases the puck. Meyer gets stolen by Montour. Kuzmenko to Farabee. McCann back to Kuzmenko to Farabee. His first shot as a Kraken. And he'll end up getting sent into the corner. Sprong to Palat. That shot ends up getting sent wide. Dillon not able to set that one up. Sprong, Holla. Back to Farabee again. Farabee's going to try and break out. Sharon Govich helping out. To Schultz, rushing up on the attack. To McCann off the pad and out. Holla passing it to Dillon. Dillon rushing up. Up to Palat again. Windmill glove saved by Thompson, and they'll be forced to cover. And already we're seeing quite a bit more offense out of our squad here. We're going to get a chance to see our third line that now has Gabe Velarde on it. Face-off won by Beniers. Schultz passing that to Tolvanen. Tolvanen down the left side. Missing the pass to LeBlanc. LeBlanc up to Cotter. Back across to LeBlanc, but it'll get stolen by Mahura. Ooh, that could have been bad as he sent it right across the crease. It crept right in front of Thompson, but he was able to track it the whole time. Mahura back to Schultz. Schultz cross to Velarde. Velarde breaks this one out. Down the left side all by himself, getting cornered. Tries to center it, but he will end up getting picked off by Nemec. LeBlanc down the right side. He spins off the defender, finds Nemec. Nemec gets it ripped off his stick, but he'll be able to power his way back to the puck and get a shot off. As we get a look at Joel Farabee there, his first game since being traded. Face-off one back to Kevin Ball. Flurry up to Kako. Puck knocked off Nemec's stick into the corner. Both teams trying to find it. Kako, for some reason, wearing number 2. Unable to do much with that puck. Thomas Tatar in the corner. Cross pass to Cody Glass. But it'll be sent back across. Thompson having to make a few sprawling saves, but he's good for him. And again, we get a close-up of another player we've just traded for, Eric Comrie, manning the bench in his first game as a Kraken. Has yet to make his debut, as we're going to see a power play here immediately for the Kraken off the face-off, as Eric Holla is going to go for 2. Hopefully we get a replay of that, as it was very, very fast. Pretty much immediately happening after the face-off draw. And yeah, just immediately tripping up, I believe, Ball. So we'll get ready for an offensive zone face-off and a look at our power play unit. Still no goals here, 8:20 remaining in the first period. Scheifele not able to win that draw. Hamilton chucks that one out to center. They'll end up going all the way down the ice. Glass will beat the defenders to the puck. Tries to center it to Lazar. Scheifele now. Scheifele down the left side, passes it to McCann. McCann to Ehlers, who won't be able to get the shot off. And now Lazar's on the rush. Ehlers working his way in, back pass to McCann, who tries to put that one top corner. But Jacob Markstrom able to get in front of it. Glass to Tolvanen. Still 35 seconds remaining on the power play. McCann passes this one all the way up to McCann. Back to Ehlers, who waves at that shot. Back up high, Tolvanen fires. That one goes wide of the post. And out over the glass and into the stands. Again, we get a look at the hits leaderboard, which we saw last game. Scheifele still up there, which is not something that I would have normally expected. In the time between recordings, I didn't bother looking up how he normally does in hits in real life, but I've always assumed that it wouldn't necessarily be that high. Never thought of him as a physical player. Farabee crossed to Dunn. Or I believe that was... Ooh, who wears number 10 for us? I actually don't know. That's Beniers. Why don't I know that? I should know that. I did know that. It wasn't coming to me in the moment, but regardless. McCann getting ready to take the draw across from Haula. Haula wins this draw, and this was something we talked about during or prior to the game, whether or not McCann might struggle. Schultz gets pinned by Haula. Palat coming in to help. Stolen by Sharangovich. Passing that one to Farabee. Farabee skates back into his own zone. Back across the blue line. Sharangovich with it now with a delayed penalty. 6-on-5. Sharangovich presses. Nearly put in the net by Farabee, who was able to grab a rebound there, but it'll end up getting covered up by Jacob Markstrom as we get a replay of the penalty here. It was a charging call to Palat. Palat just running over a helpless defender there. So we'll get a look at this power play for Seattle once again. Ehlers, the newest member of this top power play line for Seattle. Manning the right wing spot. Hughes down the left side. Takes it to the corner, gets put into the boards. Scheifele not able to get it loose. Finally will, and he'll cut his way up center. McCann on the puck, down the left side. Thinks about the corner, won't take it. To Kuzmenko, to Scheifele, who puts the backhand off the blocker. And New Jersey able to recover it, sends it into Seattle's zone. Back behind the goal. Hughes gets knocked off the puck. Scheifele with it now. McCann passing that one up to Ehlers. Still no goals in this game. Both teams trying to find it. Seattle running out of times on this power play to try and find the tiebreaker. That'll do it as we'll get back to even strength. Pass up to Palat straight out of the box down the right side. Centering this one. Dumoulin it puts that one wide. Back up to Haula. To Palat behind the goal line. He walks that one up. Dumoulin. To Haula again. Down low. Palat to Brett, who scores. New Jersey grabs the first goal of the game. And that's about as easy as it'll get for Jesper Bratt as he gets a perfect pass from the other side of the zone. I believe, we didn't see the number for very long there. I'm sure we'll get confirmation on it as it looked like, so it was Andre Palat who came straight out of the box, sent it right over to Bratt, who was able to beat Logan Thompson 5-hole. Bratt now leading New Jersey in goals on the year. And with 23 seconds left in the first period, New Jersey has themselves a lead. Seattle's new offense is not quite working for them yet. But who knows, maybe they just need another period here to wake up. As they get a chance there right at the end. It looked like it bounced off the stick and went over Markstrom's net in a very awkward way, I will say. It was an odd bounce as we get another look at that first goal we saw there. And we'll head into the first intermission here. Shots are 9-8, favoring Seattle. New Jersey is leading in hits and time on attack. Face-offs are favored towards Seattle, which is nice to see. In our last game that we watched against the Avs, that wasn't necessarily the case, as we did see the Avs sort of dominate us there, and even despite putting somebody who we don't normally see a lot of in the face-off circle on this team, in McCann. As I try and find him, where is McCann? I wanted to see what his face-off percentage was early. McCann had, let's see, he didn't win a single face-off, although he only took one, so maybe that's a bit of an early fear. We'll see what happens. But regardless, we'll head into the second period here. As our top line meets their top line, Jack Hughes versus Scheifele in the face-off draw. Hamilton gets it off the draw, takes it down the left side. Back to Bratt, to Hughes, wires that one on goal. Another try will end up getting sent off the pad and into the corner. Ehlers on the attack, puts that one back down low. Jack Hughes trying to break out. He'll get knocked off the puck. Scheifele takes it to the corner. Cross to Hughes. Hamilton now. Hamilton to Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko with the steal. Down the left side. In front, Ehlers, slap shot, block. Montour scores as Seattle ties it up. The 17-minute mark of the second period. Didn't take him long in the second period to get started. Took a bit of an awkward bounce as Kuzmenko's shot bounced off a shin pad and straight to Montour, who's able to put that one right past the glove of Jacob Markstrom. Palat. That pass goes into the slot, and the shot sent into the corner. Farabee to Montour. Montour down the left side. McCann fires off the blocker. Good save by Markstrom. Stolen by Sharangovich. Up high to Dunn. Dunn fires. Tipped in front by McCann. And here they go. Down the right side. Centering that one. Picked off by the goal scorer, Montour. McCann now. Farabee wires that one. It goes off a few pads, it looked like, but it ends up on a New Jersey stick. Sprong on the attack. Sent wide. Sharangovich. Passing it to Farabee. Farabee gets the breakaway, walks in, but he gets sent into the corner. Velarde with the shot. Blocker save, Markstrom. Down the right side we go. On the attack, New Jersey sending that shot off. I believe that was Mercer on it. And looking at our point leaders here, Ehlers is now leading in points, or tied for the lead, I guess, with Farabee. The two newcomers. Beniers back to Schultz. Schultz back to Mahura to Velarde. Velarde across to Tolvanen. Tolvanen walks in and fires. Rebound was there, but he puts it off the side of the net. Schultz now puts the shot on Markstrom. And that'll be covered up with 12 minutes remaining in the second period. Getting another look at the goalie stats there. Markstrom over 900, already off to a fairly solid year with New Jersey. Logan Thompson, who started the year pretty strong for us, certainly in need of a bit of a bounce back. Tolvanen to Velarde. Velarde to Beniers. Beniers down the right side, walks in and fires. It's left loose in front. No one able to capitalize. Fleury walks in, and it'll be covered up by Markstrom. As that was one heck of a spiral by Markstrom. We'll get the overhead cam here. It looked like he was able to almost do a bit of a back kick to get the puck out of the way, or maybe the defenseman got a grip of it. Who knows? Either way, it didn't end up in the net. So we're still stuck tied in a knot. Ball. Long shot. Rebound was there. Markstrom letting out a lot of the big rebounds here, but Seattle just not able to capitalize on them as Kuzmenko gets the steal in open ice. Down the left side. Centering it for Scheifele, who passes it to Ehlers, who gets his first as a Kraken. Can't execute a play much better than that as our new top line gets a goal on the board here. Ehlers taking a pass from Scheifele after we traded for Scheifele earlier this year. I don't know if he thought he'd be doing that again, but it didn't take long for them to be reunited, and the magic is already working once again. Scheifele wins the draw, passing it to Ehlers down the left side. Tatar gets knocked off the puck. Fleury passes it to Farabee. Kuzmenko now. Scheifele gets absolutely leveled at center ice. Quick back to his feet, but that'll destroy the offensive chance. Lazar knocked off the puck. Ball skates up ice with it. Kuzmenko now. Kuzmenko to Ball. Ball to Fleury. Fleury walks in and fires and puts that one right into the glove of Markstrom. New Jersey now leading in shots. Dillon with the puck to Sprong. Sprong works it over the red line. Tries the toe drag. Gets it taken right off his stick by Kakko, as it ends up back behind the net and covered up by Thompson. New Jersey was the first team to score in this game, but haven't scored since their first one very early in the first period. They've been looking for a way to beat Logan Thompson, who has been it wasn't early in the first period, it was late in the first period. I believe 23 seconds remaining in the third was when they grabbed it. They've been looking for an answer to Logan Thompson ever since, because they haven't been able to beat him since. But that shot goes off a blocker. Picked up by Palat. Skating up ice. Dillon now down the left side. Little mini breakaway almost, but he wasn't able to get separation. The shot ends up being not too dangerous. Sprong. That shot, led to a rather big rebound as a 3-on-2 for Seattle gets on the attack. Kakko walks in, fires, blocked in front by Dillon. And he'll pass it up to Bratt, to Meyer. Meyer gets knocked off the puck. Velarde picks it up. And now Seattle the other way. They'll dump this one in. Hughes down the right side. Schultz passing to Beniers. Beniers back behind the net for Tolvanen. Beniers to Velarde. It'll end up going off a pad and wide. And now Myers on the attack. Myers to Bratt, looking for his second, but he will not beat Thompson as he was ready for it this time. Not the first time New Jersey has found Bratt in the slot in this game, and he's shown that he can be dangerous from the spot, or that spot, but didn't happen for him that time as Ehlers tries to wire this one, but ends up getting knocked off the puck, chasing it into the corner. Both teams try and fight for it, but Hughes ends up with it. Up to LeBlanc. Down the left side, Need to put up the double L's. As Scheifele works his way in, fires that one, and it'll end up getting blocked, and not much will come of that last chance as we get another look, assumingly at that most recent goal off of the stick of Ehlers. 2-1 is your lead. Seattle is leading with shots, I don't know. I think I said that New Jersey was earlier, so that might have been my bad. But time on attack has completely flipped, as now Seattle is leading in that category. Was not the case after the first period. Looking at our current leaders, Jesper Bratt with 1 goal, no assists. Obviously, it's only been 1 goal so far for New Jersey. 2 shots on goal and a plus-minus of 1. On the other side, Nikolai Ehlers, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 shots, 1 plus-minus. Currently looking at our shot leaders. Gosh, I really wish that I could see that name. Whatever, who cares who our shot leader is? Doesn't matter anyway. On the other side, it doesn't really look like anybody is necessarily standing out for New Jersey either. As for hits, they've got a lot of them. On our side, we do too. We've got a few guys with a lot of hits. Both Scheifele, Montour, and an unknown mystery man with 2 assists. Damn. I believe it's probably a defenseman. Maybe it's Dunn. Was Dunn on that list there? Dunn? I don't see Dunn. Might be Dunn. Oh, no, it's not. Ooh. Who has 17 minutes per game? Or in the game? Who knows? Regardless, we'll get ready to move on here. Maybe it's Kuzmenko. We'll get ready for the third period of play. Seattle up 2-1 over the New Jersey Devils. Montour tried to hit Ehlers. Hamilton over to Hughes. Hughes down the right side. To Meyer. Meyer whistles that one off the shoulder. Up to Hamilton. Hughes to Hughes. Hughes to Hughes to Hughes. It's a fun name to say over and over. All we need is for all three brothers to be on the same team so we can truly get the Hughes to Hughes to Hughes connection. I know we got in Vancouver there was the Pettersson to Pettersson to Pettersson, I think. Now all we need is Hughes to Hughes to Hughes. Really just make it the worst possible scenario for any commentator. Two brothers isn't uncommon. I've definitely called quite a few games like that. In fact, at one point, for one of the teams I worked for, the college team I worked for, called the St. Trojans, they had three brothers on their team. Thankfully, one of them was a goaltender, which made it a little bit easier. You can definitely tell which one he is, but it's a little bit harder otherwise. As Montour steals that puck, Farabee now dumps this one down. Hughes picking it up. Luke Hughes up to Sprong. Sprong has a few options, but he'll get knocked off the puck before he can take any of them. Dunn back behind the goal. He'll skate it up. Montour now to McCann. Back to center to Farabee. Back to Dunn again. Seattle juggling the puck around the neutral zone. Picked off by Holla. Down the left side with it to Bratt. In front for Sprong, who scores. New Jersey ties it up 2-2 early in the third period. Sprong wearing a purple visor for some reason. And number 2. Daniel Sprong. What version of Daniel Sprong is this? I don't believe he was wearing number 2 for New Jersey, but who knows? As the former Seattle Kraken gets a goal on the board. Eric Holla moving up the point leaderboard. So we get ready to go again here. Second line for Seattle, third line for New Jersey. Cotter not able to win this draw. Farabee gets the puck knocked off his stick. McCann tries to muscle his way through the defensive line of New Jersey, but won't get too far. Cotter, stolen by Tolvanen, back to Cotter. Cotter down the right side. He's going to push his way in, centering it for Mercer, but it'll be quickly gloved down and covered right up. Logan Thompson's righty glove has had to be good today, but so far he's been keen to make every single save that he can. You get a few stats at the bottom of the screen there on Farabee. 14 minutes so far in the game. I believe it was 3 shots on goal. Still looking for his first goal as a Kraken. Mahura. Up to Velarde. Velarde. To Tolvanen. To Schultz. Schultz whistles that one off the stick of Markstrom. Beniers holds the zone. Tolvanen fires again. Markstrom with another glove save. Hughes now cutting his way through. Hughes to Meyer. Meyer knocked off the puck before he could send it right back. Kuzmenko now down the left side. Seattle needs a tire. Or not a tire, excuse me. They need a tiebreaker as New Jersey picks it up. Down the right side, back behind the goal for Jack Hughes. Ball to Ehlers. Kuzmenko. Picked off by Nemec. Hughes. Back to Meyer. To Nemec, who scores. Why are there 2 Nemecs? Are there 2 Nemecs? What just happened? New Jersey, 3-2. Simon Nemec. First career goal. Oh, dang. Pretty sure he's been in the NHL for longer than that, but I believe a Nemec assisted on that goal. I didn't know there was 2 Nemecs on. Let's see. So there was... Well, maybe it was Hughes. Maybe I misread it. Meyer passed that one up to Nemec. Yeah, apparently I'm just going insane because there's no other Nemec. I don't know why I thought there was 2 Nemecs. Maybe I misread Meyer somehow? I don't really know. But regardless, Kraken now needing a tire as Kuzmenko attacks the zone. Stolen by Dumoulin. Passing it to Sprong. Sprong down the right side. Cross to Holla. Holla blocked in front to Sprong again. Fleury. to Ehlers. Ehlers up high to Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko to Scheifele. All the way up to Fleury. Fleury to Farabee to Ball. Ball to Scheifele. Back up high to Sprong. Palat to Haula. And it looks like Seattle might be taking a penalty here, which would be rather bad for the Kraken. 2-minute charging call going to Igor Sharangovich. Hopefully we get a replay of this to see what exactly he did, because I can't say that I saw it. Here we go. Pretty late hit. It looked pretty late. I didn't see the puck anywhere near him as Scheifele continues to climb the hitting leaderboards. Cat caught my tongue as a long shot coming off the stick of Mercer, I believe, goes over the net. Hamilton to Meyer. Moving up ice, they chip it off the boards. Meyer walks in, toe drag, scores! Timu Meyer puts the dagger, most likely at least, into the Kraken. As that is a tough one to blame anybody on, as you can't really stop a player dangling in like that. The only question I have is why the heck Vince Dunn is trying to play goalie. As he was basically holding hands with Logan Thompson as that puck crossed the line. He was very close. You want your defenseman to be in the slot and defending the attacker, not defending... Well, you do want them to defend the goalie, but not defend the goalie like that. As Bratt sends it across the zone. Seattle needing 2 goals to potentially force overtime, 3 to win. McCann to Farabee, loose in front, Markstrom with the cover. 2:14 left in the third period. Will we see the goalie pulled by the Seattle Kraken? We'll just have to see. Cotter back to Hamilton. Hamilton up ice to Mercer. Mercer stolen off or knocked off the puck by Sharangovich. Sharangovich tries to pass up high, gets the shot off instead off a block, and that'll be another cover for Markstrom. We're still waiting to see if the Kraken net will end up getting pulled here. Or the Kraken goaltender, excuse me. Face-off lost by McCann. Cotter. And just like that, the Kraken take another penalty. And that's going to be another power play as McCann heads to the box for tripping. And there's been a few daggers in this game, but I think that will more than likely be the final one. And that's a pretty egregious one, too. Jared McCann tripping up a player who was not even involved in the play. New Jersey's power play has been lethal this game. Ball to Scheifele. Down the left side. Empty net for Seattle. 5-on-5. Mercer passing it up to LeBlanc, and they'll score the empty netter. 5-2 New Jersey. Not the outcome we wanted out of this game, but we did see a lot of interesting things out of our team here. A lot of penalties taken, especially in the third period. That doesn't help you. Just a bit of a rough game, a bit of a learning curve game, I'd argue. As Jared McCann jumps up the penalty minute leaderboards, which is currently topped by Blake Coleman, which is interesting. LeBlanc wins this draw. Palat to Hughes. Hughes in his own zone. Luke Hughes to Haula. Haula to Sprong to Palat. Palat knocked off the puck. 30 seconds left in the third period. Luke Hughes to Hamilton. Cross to Palat again. Palat dumps this one down the ice. Careening back behind the goal. Picked up by Schultz. Schultz passes this one up to Ehlers. From Scheifele to Mahura. down the left side. Thought he had an edge on the defender. They steamroll a defenseman in the slot there, but wasn't quite able to get anything on goal. And that is going to do it. New Jersey coming out with the win here, 5-2. It was a close game until it wasn't, unfortunately, as Seattle at one point in this game was up 2-1, but just could not score after the second period. So we see one of those goals on Logan Thompson where his defender looked like he got a bit of interference on him. And Mahura doing everything he could to prevent a goal there. Unfortunately, the puck was passed before he could get the hit off, but assuredly the forward there certainly felt it. And looking at the play there, pretty much everything was almost exactly equal. We had a bit more hits. They had a tiny little bit more time on attack. Very even passing. Face-off numbers, we won it, but it was very, very close. And even the penalties, now that I'm looking at it, were very even. The only difference is when we got power plays, we didn't score, and when they got power plays, they did. Which is certainly the tough part. Because if you're not scoring on the power play, there's not a lot that you can do. Certainly a tough one. We'll sim ahead here and see if anything changes with our new additions. Okay, so now after that last game, Nikolai Ehlers is now at 25 points in 25 games at a point per game. I think where we're going to sim to next, it's a pretty simple choice to make, or a pretty obvious one. I think we're going to sim until DeBrincat is back. We're going to hope that I think it's January 7th officially. If he gets back early, awesome. But we're going to sim to that point in the season, and we're going to see how the team does. All right, so as another dagger here, we have another really, really bad injury, as Mark Scheifele is going to be out until March 8th with a broken leg. It doesn't get much worse than that, and I almost feel like that might be the dagger in our season, to be honest with you. I don't really think there's a lot we can do now without Scheifele. He was really going to be our rock, as right there, we get DeBrincat back right in time to go play Ottawa. Which is great and all, but still 13, 22, and 3. We are running about even since the last time that you saw us, but still not been good enough, unfortunately. We had such a rough start to the year that we just haven't been able to balance it out. Still 13, 22, and 3. Ehlers and Farabee are still... Ehlers and Farabee are still leading the road. Velarde with 28 points himself. Kuzmenko, Sharangovich, and Beniers all not far behind. It's not been a bad run, but unfortunately, Mark Scheifele's season has come to an end, at least for a little while, as he won't be back until March. Looking at the stats otherwise, Eric Comrie has only played one game for us and had a .947 save percentage. Not half bad. Logan Thompson, no, not pretty bad. Pretty bad. .892 save percentage, 3.57 goals against average. But then again, it's just sounding like our defense has not been very good. Our top guys, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It might just be the depth defensively. Maybe we're just struggling when we kind of run out of guys to work with a little bit. But I don't know. It's kind of tough. It's tough for sure. As we'll take a peek at what the lines look like without Mark Scheifele in them. Jared McCann gets bumped up to the top line. Like, we're still not a bad team without Scheifele, but we're now bringing in Alex DeBrincat, who has not played a single minute with the team yet. And losing Scheifele, who has been our rock, it certainly does switch up what our team looks like quite a bit. Because I think I'll probably swap Farabee and Kuzmenko. Or I might even do this, so that we can get Kuzmenko and Farabee on the same line there. I don't know. It's a bit of a tough spot for sure, but we'll see what we'll have to decide what we're going to do in the next episode, as we are currently 13, 22, N3 and running out of time. But thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, make sure to subscribe as it helps me out a ton considering I'm a new channel. That count is very, very low, so I appreciate anything I can get as for just help spreading the word on just this channel as a whole. So thank you so much for enjoying the video. See you next time.